Awesome.
Let me just do a quick Snapchat, bro. Look
Yeah,
at the
do
setup.
take.
Look at the setup. Let me just do a quick snap. This is behind the scenes, guys. Behind the scenes exclusive.
One ghetto ass setup.
Yo, guys, it's Shunka here, back with another video on Tenet Productions. So, I'm here joined with...
What's up, guys? What's up? I'm Hritihim. Nice to meet you all.
He's another content creator like myself. But, guys, this setup is probably the worst set you're ever going to see. But listen, we're going to share it here anyways. So we've got a tripod there with the light stand and the light box. Got two lights. We've got the main cam there. We've got another backup microphone there connected to the laptop. And then we've got a third cam, that's connected to the bag there. But what do you think to this setup, bro?
It's fantastic. It's high production quality. This is what you pay for, bro. This is what you get.
This is
what you get.
But yeah, guys, the podcast will be out soon, as well as the other ones as well that we recorded. But yeah, take care, stay safe, and wash your hands. Yo guys, it's Shunka here, back with another video on Tenet Productions, and I'm here shooting another podcast. It's a bit of a special one here today, guys. I'm here with another content creator like myself. I'm excited with this podcast journey. His name is Hritihim, and he's live and direct on Tenet Productions podcast. Welcome to the podcast, Hritihim.
Thank you very much for having me, broski. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you very much. No, the honor is all mine. No, the honor is all yours. I'm trying to be humble here. But yeah, how you keep, man? How's things?
Everything's good, bro. Everything's good, you know what I'm saying? So this week currently, I'm taking a down week, just some time just for, kind of rest, recovery, just so obviously after this week when we get back to business, we're back, we're fresh, we're focused. So
refreshed.
Taking this week just as a little down week, you know what I'm saying?
I get it, bro. But yeah, let's talk about the content creation side. I mean, how long have you been a content creator for?
So I've been doing, in terms of the film and photography industry, I've been doing that freelance for about 2 to 3 years now. However, prior to that, I used to freelance in graphic design. Nice. So within that, I did that for about, I would say from starting to this day, about 4 or 5 years now. So yeah, it's been a long time. It's been quite a while.
Has there always been a passion for you to jump into the creative industry?
Definitely, always. Honestly, it's been actually, it's funny that you say that because I actually initially growing up wanted to be an artist. So I used to want to be like painting, like fine art, sculpting. Literally, yeah, bro, I wanted to be the Brown Da Vinci, you feel me? So literally, it was one of them ones. But I think over time, around, I'd say the age of 13, I initially wanted to then be a YouTuber, but I wanted to be a YouTuber with and all that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? Yes. But that kind of, from starting that introduced my eyes to video editing, photography, film, all that sort of stuff. And that kind of led me into this now newfound hobby. Years later, around maybe A-level time, that's when I realized okay, I want to take this up as a course, as one of my courses in my A-levels. And through that in college, that's when I realized I actually would rather do this as a full-time thing. The idea of working on big production films, music videos, things like that just excited me. So the best way I could put it is I always grew up watching a lot of movies, TV shows, and cartoons and things like that, which made me feel very inspired, which made me feel nostalgic. And I want to create that for the next generation. I got you, man. Where they feel inspired, they feel that nostalgia. For example, I could watch Lilo and Stitch or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I'll feel so much joy. I want to create that for the next, because I feel there's definitely that gap in the industry nowadays, which I feel is unfortunately kind of getting brushed past. I feel right now the content's very kind of in a way fast food. It's very
AI. It's all, it's all artificial intelligence. It's not human.
Exactly.
There's no love and
there's not that care. And I feel that's what's missing.
Uncle Phil.
Bro, for real. Uncle Phil, you know what I mean? That's a character. All these characters have so much about them, which is very deep, which you all can resonate with in some way or another. You know what I mean? You actually care for these people. But then I feel with some TV shows, unfortunately, nowadays, or movies and so on, it just feels very for example, with reboots. I'm quite tired personally of seeing so many movies and TV shows kind of rebooted, because it just feels very you're trying so hard to hold on to the past. You know what I mean? It's I would much prefer a new idea, a new show, taking its own shape, and having that as something I want to watch now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So for example, like, yeah, I'm happy that some stuff is left alone untapped. Like, for example, there's no Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like, reboot. I know there's the movie, but, you know, I like how that's its own thing, though. Like, they're not doing, like, some, like, reunion of them years later where it's, like, a new series now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's nice. I mean, that's a nice little touch. I mean, what's your favourite genre in terms of films?
In terms of films, I would have to say probably comedy. I do love comedy, bro. Honestly, I feel like I'm a very, what's the word, goofy person myself.
Okay, nice.
And I like to laugh, so I think that kind of translates within the content I like to consume. But with that being said, though, I do also think I really enjoy like horrors, oddly enough. Like,
okay, nice.
I quite enjoy like kind of like the jump scares and like predicting in my head like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a challenge for myself.
The curiosity, it kills, man. But let's talk more about the content creation. I mean, what sort of field is it you cover in the content creation side?
So personally myself, I dominantly specify towards music videos and short films currently at the moment. So I'm hoping to continue expanding on that furthermore. So I've worked a lot with local artists and rappers. I would say one of my most proudest moments was I got to work on a project with Punjabi MC.
Nice.
And that was for one of his hot chili sauce brands. And that was pretty cool. Like, that was a surreal moment for me where I was like, man, this is someone that like my parents would know about, you know what I mean? And it's like,
Mama made it. Mama made it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's like so I could be like, see what this got me, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, it's sick. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I've realised that as well. You know, like when you film for someone as big as Punjabi MC, their energy brushes off onto you. Right, that level of confidence, you be like, yo, I've shot for Punjabi FC, I can do anything.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You feel invincible.
Yeah,
but not even just that, bro. It's like as well, like, I feel like, you know, like within like line of work, I feel like sometimes as well, like it might, because it's it's a creative industry, isn't it? And I think a lot of the time with creative industries, sometimes it's hard to see that as like, when you're brought up young, you're not really kind of conditioned in a way where you feel like it's possible. You feel like you might have to be lucky to be a creative that works full time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very cool for us to kind of see like, okay, no, this is possible, this is feasible, you can do it. And then like when you kind of see opportunities open up for you, like such as like, oh, working on someone as like established as Punjabi MC or anyone else, it's like, oh, I really can do this, I can make it. I just got to keep razor focused. I just got to keep trying. And I think as well, to a degree, it's also a matter of longevity. If you're the last man standing, you know, you will reap your rewards.
100%, man, and that's a great saying. Let's talk about the genre of content that you've created is mainly music. Have you ever dabbled in any other sort of content? Have you done weddings?
Yeah, so I've done weddings previously. I would love to do some more. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying it. I feel like they're a lot of fun. They're hectic, but they're a lot of fun. But yeah.
Especially Asian weddings. Yeah.
Oh, 100%, bro. The back-to-back days, everything. The food's great though, and the vibes are immaculate. You know what I mean? I got to put my Punjabis on as well, bro. The Punjabi weddings especially, bro. Bro, for some reason, everyone wants me on their shoulders. Like, they want to chuck me on their shoulders, like, you know what I mean?
You're just like this huggable bear that people just want
to love in the air, bro. But yeah, bro, so honestly, yeah, I love wedding shoots. They're a lot of fun. I feel like as well, it's nice to see how they operate in comparison to other shoots. So, like, how I would edit a wedding video would be completely different to a music video, but it's a nice challenge, and I think it shows a lot of versatility in the ability to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah.
But guys, you're probably watching this. Let's talk more about your background and where you're from, Hritihim. Like, we just jumped into content creation. Let's talk about you.
Okay, sweet.
Tell us more about you.
So myself, I'm 22. I'm currently studying at university at the moment. So for myself, I'm currently on my placement year, full time this year academically. So right now I'm freelancing full time. Whereas previous years I was doing this alongside my studies. So it's sometimes quite hard to balance, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. But But yeah, so that's a little bit more insight into me. Sorry, I touched the mic.
No, bro.
But yeah, that's an insight into me. Oh,
That way, where like what were you from originally?
okay,
you know?
sweet. So
People might think you're Pakistani, man. Let's.
No, do you know, a lot of people actually think that. I'm Indian myself, ethnically. So I'm Indian, I'm Punjabi.
I like it. It's Punjabi.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
you gotta get the accent. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, so I'm Punjabi as well. I'm from Derby, little old Derby, but we love it. You know, I'm glad to see as well. There's a lot more opportunities coming out of there too. So yeah, I'm trying to think. What else do you want to know about me?
So you study in Sheffield and you're born and raised in Derby.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer?
Oh, okay. I got love for both. However, I will say I think I prefer Sheffield in ways where they have more opportunities available now. They have more creative freedom ready right now. And it just feels like there's a lot more opportunity here. As well as it's very close to Manchester too, where again, there's even more opportunities, more like established places where you can grow. So I feel like, but what's perfect for me is Sheffield's right in between Manchester and Derby. So I can literally like every 2 weeks go home for laundry and get home cooked meals. And then also as well just do some content creation in Manchester. So it's perfect,
Best
bro.
of both worlds, man.
You know what I mean? Best of both worlds. It's like a little
that,
triangle.
Who's your, like, because I know you do music videos, who do you look to for inspiration for your music videos?
Oh, do you know what? This changes quite frequently, to be honest. I would say like kind of starting off initially with music videos, it was Cole Bennett. So do you know Lyrical Lemonade?
I've heard of the Cole Bennett. I've heard of Cole Bennett. I've heard of that.
So
it does ring a bell.
He's very creative. I love the way his brain operates. He's very like resourceful, and as well he works a lot with, I think it's a lot of Chicago artists initially. So he was kind of touching on his story a little bit where he was saying like initially when he started off in this, he used to just go to Chicago a lot. He used to work with a lot of like local artists, and he created the platform initially to kind of like just showcase these local artists and talent that are like so unseen.
Yeah.
And he created all these really cool music videos for him. But now he's got the likes of like, you know, Lil Yachty, Central C, all these guys on
Big
there.
fishes, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's nice to see how he's expanded, and as well he still keeps that creative level. So yeah, I think he was someone that I very much looked up to in like a majority of my journey. But I would say in terms of nowadays, maybe someone that I might look to for inspiration. I don't know if I could pinpoint it exactly to one director, but there's definitely certain music videos where I'm like, that's beautiful, like wow, like I would love to create something with that kind of feel to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to explore a little bit more with like kind of, like I think initially before I used to be very interested in like loads of like VFX and things like that. But then I realised it's quite hard to do a lot of VFX and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I thought to myself, like, do you know what? I do also appreciate the more slow-paced R&B type music videos where they're just very cinematic. I think right now, a lot of people are appreciating more cinematic stuff where it's like more focused on the colour grade, simple shots, but clean, like things
clean,
like that.
Exactly.
You know
I like that, bro. I like that. And like, what's your favourite music video that you've seen? Like, yo, this pops, I want out.
Oh, okay. I think the first one that comes to my mind at the moment, I would say is it's by Chase Shakur. That he's a up and coming artist, and the music video is called X's and O's, and that's really, honestly, I love it. It's like even like just like the slow-mo shots of him just kind of like dancing around, you know, nice beautiful color grade. It's kind of got a bit of a nostalgic film sort of feel to it, and I think just that simplicity of that video but clean, I love it. I would love to myself create videos with that similar feel. Is
that something that you would look for in the future? So like the clean, cinematic, colour graded finish?
Definitely. I think colour grading is a challenge which I'm trying to get more specialised in as well.
Same, yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like I think it's one of those things where it's like it's very overlooked, but I think now it's getting a lot more appreciation. So for me, I think I would like to do that, just to get at least the knowledge of it, even if it's a basic one. And then hopefully eventually like get someone on board in my team to maybe even just take care of the colour grade if they specialise in it entirely.
Spot on. I mean,
you know what I mean?
To the viewers out there, what advice can you give about shooting in log?
So I would say with shooting with log, first things first, look into conversion LUTs, because I feel as though, for example, me and my journey, I felt as though like it was very hard to kind of get my head wrapped around log and what is it, and kind of like as well how to utilize it fully. You know what I mean? I feel like there's so much information and so many subcategories on the topic where there's always new things coming out where it's hard to keep up. So I think when you're kind of dipping your feet in that water, I think the best thing to do is just focus on that conversion lot, get comfortable with it, and then slowly but surely with time you will grasp your head around it. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself and learn a little bit, but don't try and take the whole thing on at one go, because it is a lot of information. So I feel like as well with other like topics within filmmaking, you know, you're trying to wrap your head around that thing, you're trying to wrap your head around another thing. If you're trying to get your head around log, you're going to learn about exposure, you're going to try and also learn maybe about the grids and composition.
Goes on and on and on.
It's too much to learn in one go, bro. So I would really recommend just take your time. Don't worry too much about all like these details. Just slowly but surely get exposure to it, you know, dip your toes in and feel comfortable as much as you can within that. But yeah, because I feel like again like working at working within like my course at university, like there's a lot of students as well like myself where they don't know about log, and like after being explained it by a lecturer, they still can't wrap their head around it. I feel like it's like you gotta get your hands a bit dirty, you gotta get out in the field and try it, and from there you will absorb it. But even then, like a lot of them didn't know like about conversion LUTs. They literally only found out about it because like if we met up on a shoot, or if I've asked them to come shoot with me, like on a project, I would then show them like, oh hey, let me airdrop this to you, you know what I mean? Let me like pass it on to you. And it saved them so much time, bro. So yeah, rather than colour correcting yourself, it can be quite difficult.
It's quite interesting as well, because I like to touch up on what Hritihim just mentioned about, you know, the knowledge behind the looks. But at the same time, guys, you know, when you're a newbie like yourself that's watching this, you look at other people's videos and you look at other people's gear. Gear is one thing, guys, and you just think to yourself, wow, like that, you know, that's amazing. Like for me, I've always got a gear in mind. I bet you've got a gear in mind that
Definitely.
you want, and it just gets to you and it puts you down sometimes. Don't let it get to you, guys, because gear will come. It will accumulate over the years. You'll get better and better as more as you do it. You'll get better, and don't let that like sort of put you down in a way where you think you'll never get to that stage, or you can't afford it, because if you keep putting in the reps, you will get there. So like comparison is the thief of joy, and if you compare yourself to other people, you're going to be in this loop where you're not going to grow, you're not going to get better, and Hritihim can back me up on this as well.
Definitely.
But if you're comparing yourself to who you were last week, last year, and smashing the goals that you're creating and smashing the projects that you're shooting, making the most out of every opportunity, you're going to be smashing it, guys. You know, you're going to be doing great, and you're going to be joining me on this podcast as well, so don't worry.
Exactly, bro. That's literally it, man.
But yeah, like, let's talk about what you mentioned as well. Was quite really interesting as well. When you mentioned about the conversion LUTs, and you spoke to the people in your class about it, it comes back to networking.
Exactly, bro.
And networking, as we both know in this industry, is
vital.
Mega.
Yeah.
I mean, how has network been for you, like a content creator?
Networking. So for myself, I can't lie, it's been fantastic, bro. I feel like I think initially on my journey, I did a lot of networking, especially in the early, like the first year of my freelance journey within film and photography. I did a lot of networking, bro. Any gigs and events and shows, you know, any musicians in my area like that wanted to shoot, I would just go, like shoot with anything, like just to be in that room with them. Because whether they become my client or someone they know becomes my client, either way, I have something that's attached to my portfolio. I have a new connection in my phone now that I can come to introduce me to other new people. So I feel like it's helped me a lot getting myself out there where people know the name of like Hritihim now. Like he's that music filmmaker guy, you know what I mean? He does the music videos, freestyles, studio sessions, this, that. So it's been helpful to me. However, I realized this year that I neglected another factor of networking. So it's all great to network for clients, but you also have to build a community of other filmmakers around you. Because you guys are going to keep each other hungry. You guys are going to teach each other what you guys might be blindsided to already. So for me, I didn't know about conversion LUTs. I would have never have thought to look for conversion LUTs. But it was actually Mache's photos that actually put me on to conversion LUTs. And he airdropped it to me initially. And ever since like my epiphany from him, I wanted to pass it on to other people as well.
Okay, yeah, I get
you know what I mean? Because I understand firsthand that frustration. So for me, it's like, all right, well, it's my duty now to like put any friends that are confused and point them in an easier direction, just to make sure it's, you know, whatever advice I can give, I'm happy to give. And the other day, one of my friends actually gave me some advice. She was teaching me about like the curve tools within color grading.
The S-curve.
Yeah, exactly that, bro. So she was teaching me about that, and myself, like, it was an eye-opener for me. Because I'm just used to, like, you know, the basic correction panel in Premiere. I'm just used to, like, tweaking a bit of exposure, maybe a little bit of blacks, that's it. But she was, like, getting proper into it, like, masking everything. And that was a big eye-opener for me. So I would also say, don't underestimate who can teach you something. I would say try to keep an open mind and you know, be willing to listen to what people say. Whether you take it on board or not is a whole other story, but at least give them your ears to listen to what they might have to say. Because in some way, shape or form, it may be valuable.
100%.
So yeah, I feel like, because the misconception that like a lot of like uni students, like when I work with a lot of uni students, because one of my favorite things is to, like, if I go, I want to bring people with me, you know what I mean? Like, I love having a team and people that I can vouch for and say like, oh, I can't do this shoot, but I know someone that can, this guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I was like working on projects with other people, a lot of the time they would say to me like, oh, I'm sure I can learn more from you than you can learn from me. And I would cut them off and be like, bro, no, like, I can learn from you too, because I never want my information to get stale. And as well as that, like, you may know things that I might be lacking. So one of the guys that actually said that to me, he is fantastic in sales and customer service. He is fantastic at conducting himself as a businessman. So in that aspect of this filmmaking journey, of this freelancing, you know, that's an aspect that we all kind of sometimes neglect and forget to think about. Like, again, this is a business, this is a lifestyle. So he approached it where he was teaching me like how he kind of conducts himself in a business manner to make people feel comfortable, to feel calm, and to trust him to take care of that project. You know what I mean?
100%, I like that.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he's getting the sales. You know?
I mean, it's with any other project that you do in the content creation industry, it's 80% is working with the people, with the people on the set, working with the people at the wedding, because if you've build this mindset or this characteristics where you're disrespectful, it's going to make your job 10 times harder, guys. 100%. Let's be honest. If you, that respectable, humble person that's on set, that knows when to speak and that doesn't sort of, you know, interrupt or intrigue on like any of the shots, and you know what you're doing and you're going to do amazing. But most importantly, you need to have that mindset where you're there to work, you're there to have fun as well, but at the same time you want to be in a professional point of view, because it's not just like the rep of the set on the line, it's just you. So it's you and your brand image.
Exactly that, bro.
And you've got to definitely portray that, especially on set. Eyes are on you, because you're the cameraman. Eyes are on you.
Definitely, bro.
Eyes are on you everywhere, and you don't know it, but you don't really see it until like you go home after a shoot. People on Snapchat, they're filming.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yo, you know, so, you know, behind the scenes or whatever, and you're there in your zone filming. I got eyes everywhere, so be on your best behavior, guys. You know?
Facts, definitely, guys. I think the best way is to conduct yourselves in the most professional way. And again, you probably are going to deal with some difficult people, I will be honest with you. You know, thankfully, like, hopefully as well, they're one in a million, you know, hopefully they're as least as possible, but you will deal with some difficult people, naturally. I know we both have, definitely.
Let's dive deep on it.
You know what I mean?
Let's dive deep, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Who is your most, like, obviously,
the biggest horror story?
Biggest horror story, let's go, bro. Let's go.
That's a big one, you know. Okay, I actually got bit fairly recently, you know. So, okay.
What, physically?
No, I hope not. I beg not. I might need a vaccine for that. But yeah, so
Mike Tyson.
So, so for myself recently, this was a few months ago, right? So I did a music video, I did this shoot, and I got basically a team together. So I got myself, an editor on it, and and as well there was like a lighting team, everybody. We got everyone on this, and these two guys, we made a video. It was fantastic, you know, the vibes were there. These were very nice people. However, they were a bit unprofessional with the way that they conducted themselves. So they took up a lot of the time that we were meant to shoot with, you know, like getting dressed or, you know, smoking weed and so on and so forth. Like, it just wasn't the most professional way to use up that time, you know? Like, in my head, I'm like, guys, these are the hours that I'm gonna be here. The moment I leave out that door, if you don't have a video, it's not because of me, it's because of yourselves, you know what I mean? So I would give them prompts like, guys, we've only got like a couple hours left, please, like, let's go. And yeah, they just kind of postponed it, bro. So I was like, all right, fine. So we eventually agree on a reshoot. So we do the reshoot, I give them a couple hours to get it right. And they're showing me a little bit better attitude this time. You know, they seem like they're a bit more focused.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I'll give them benefit of the doubt. Cool. There's time to save this project. The project goes into the editing process now. So I've got my editor on that now for this project. So we're taking it from there. And these guys are taking the piss with revisions, constantly changing little finite details, things that weren't initially in the brief originally, they're now kind of going back on. And this is why I feel like it's so important to understand the brief initially. Like, I think a very big lesson I learned from that was definitely make sure the brief is tight. You know exactly what you're providing. They know what you're providing. If you are afraid to mention any details, don't. Make sure you let them know. Like, for example, if you need a 50% deposit, get that 50% deposit. If you only going to work for this for like a month or so, let them know that, yo, within this month, I'm working on it. If you go past it, if I'm waiting on things for you, like, for example, like we were waiting on them for so long for their logo. If they're taking the piss to get that logo to you, sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If they're taking the piss to get that logo to you, let them know like there is a deadline. Otherwise, this project is cancelled, because now you are essentially what they're doing now is taking up your time when you could be working on other client projects. So it takes away from your business. It's not smart. It's not okay. So essentially now this is where it gets juicy. So we edit the video, we do everything right. We actually nice them up with extra revisions. And we say to them, guys, because we like you, okay, cool, we'll get these little tweaks here and there done for you. Big mistake. Don't give extra revisions unless they pay for it. And then eventually we kind of get a bit annoyed now. Like they're going back on it like, a little bit. So for example, they changed the spelling of the title, and they were kind of trying to gaslight us, like, you guys got it wrong, like you misspelled it, we want you guys to change it. We were like, no, we have text proof, we have written proof of what you told us. This is how you spelled it, this is how we spelled it on here. We are keeping it at this, we're not changing it. They then, within their own teams, edited the video we finished, re-edited it, put a really terrible title on it, all these like horrible effects on it, everything throughout the whole video, and they cut out one of my credits for the video. And I was like, bro, that's bad. So we kind of contacted them about it. We're like, guys, what's this about? Like, you know, like this isn't right. This isn't professional. Yeah, no answer, bro. Nothing.
I mean, how did they hear about you?
They heard about me through Instagram. So we kind of had like mutual people that we know. And yeah, they got in touch through Instagram. So for me, I think a big lesson for me moving forward was I want to start working within now contracts. And I think I recommend that to anybody else out there too. Definitely try your best to work within contracts or written agreements, and as well have contingency plans or backup plans if things do go left. So for example, like for me in that scenario, looking back at it, I think what I could do now is just obviously get that contract, but then as well, if they were to make these changes and so on, I would just say, yo, you're just gonna have to pay for the extra time. You know, if you do want the extra revisions or if you do want more time to shoot and so on and so forth, it's gonna have to cost extra, because now, after being kind and nicing them, I have now been bit. And it's a very sour feeling. It's
an experience.
Exactly.
And you, people mention it to you, but you don't take much attention to it. But then when you actually go through it, then you realise, okay, I've got to be firm. It's like a heartbreak, you know. You learn mistakes from what you've done and what you've been through, and you come out of it a different person.
Exactly.
You come out of it stronger. It's the same with the business industry. You get stung sometimes, even from like people that you might know and you might have mutual friends with. But it's similar to what I've experienced as well. Like,
what's your horror story?
Yeah, it's very, very similar to yours. So I did a wedding last year in September. Okay. Amazing. The groom was amazing. We got along so well. The bride, not so well.
Bridezilla.
110%. Yeah. So we did the wedding. Everything went perfect. I'd say like 95% of the shots were amazing. We recorded the speeches, even though they didn't mention it on the consultation. They told me on the day that they need a speech doing. I was like, no problem, we got you, bro. We got microphones. Everything is here. We're ready. We stayed, I think, an extra hour for them. We basically, they used us, like, in a sense, and we only offered one bride and groom shot, couple shot. We did another one at the very end with our provided them with smoke bombs.
Okay.
So we had smoke bombs as well. We thought, you know what, this is a good wedding. It's going to be out and about. They'll allow us to put it on social media, which we agreed to in the consultation.
Sweet.
So we're going to go all out.
Yeah.
So we went all out. Me, the photographers, the team, we went all out. This was on the 1st of September last year, and me and my team, we got everything ready. We got everything done by, I think, end of November. We had everything finished.
Yeah.
So the whole wedding film, the whole speeches, everything were fully edited, the photos. We sent it across to the client. They came back with some revisions and they wanted some more dance scenes, whatever.
Okay.
Do some dancing, and they wanted us to cut out all the speeches. Yes.
After asking on the day.
After asking on the day, this is how good I was to the groom, because we got along. I was okay, bro. I'll put the speeches onto another video for you and I'll send it across, so you'll have 2 different videos. One with the full wedding film without the speech, and one with the speeches that you can watch whenever you feel like. He goes, that's fine, bro, thank you. Sent them the revisions, sent them the photos. Photos were happy. A few of them needed touching up, like they did airbrushing a bit.
Yeah.
But that was minor. That was minor.
Light.
We did all that. And so January time comes, December, January, February, March.
You did.
April.
Yeah.
5 months later, he actually contacted me a few days ago. See, it's very recent.
Oh, no.
Bro, he says, I want a refund.
Huh?
I want a refund. I goes, what do you want? Basically, let me just read the message.
Yeah, please.
Let me just read the message.
How is bro wanting a refund half a year later?
Okay, let me go on to it. And this is where things get a bit juicy, yeah? So he goes, Salam, hope you're doing well. He goes, it's with heavy heart messaging to request a partial refund for the services you guys provided for us. I appreciate that you did put the effort and time into it, which is why I'm only asking for a small partial refund. However, I think we significantly overpaid for the final product, which I totally disagree. I gave him a discount as well. So
yeah.
I hope you consider this. So you basically asked for a sum of X amount. And, he goes, I hope you will consider this a reasonable request and we can settle things sensibly. So I replied basically saying that I can't provide you a refund, unfortunately, because everything was done for on the day. And and I also mentioned, given the extensive effort and resources invested into capturing and editing the footage, alongside providing you with all the raw footage, because I'd provided him with some of the raw footage as well of the speeches.
Exactly.
Which is quite a rare practice in our industry, which a lot of the videographers can mention.
A lot of people would charge significantly for the raw.
Exactly.
So you definitely blessed them, bro.
Bro, I got along so well with the groom that I did that for him out of goodwill, and because he saw the good in me, he saw that as a weakness.
Yeah.
Because now he basically wants to take things further. Supposedly he's going to take me to court, and he said to me, no problem at all. I did anticipate this response, but hope we could solve this simply. Do you have a business address and blah blah blah? I just said to him, okay, we don't have a business address as it is. We have an email address which you can contact us. We don't have a site which you can come and visit. Drop us an email address, we can sort it out. And I think this guy is more than likely gonna take things further, but he can do it. He can do, like, I'm standing my ground. This is what I'm trying to portray. The message I'm trying to give to you guys is that you're a videographer. If you're in the right, stand your ground. I've not done anything wrong. Like, in terms of my intentions were pure.
Sorry, bro.
It's all good. It's all good.
Carry on, sorry.
My intentions were pure, and to be honest with you, the thing is, I personally think that when we had the consultation, he was sort of getting into my head, because bro, we got along, bro.
Yeah.
We had an amazing chat. I even said to him outside the wedding, after the wedding, we'll link up, we'll have a coffee.
Absolutely.
That's how we got along. And even after the wedding, we rung each other a few times, seeing how things were.
Catching up.
And I'd always brief them on the wedding film. I'd say, okay, this is happening, and plus 2 months for a wedding film.
Exactly.
Bro, man, them are taking 6 months for a wedding film. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Man, them in Manchester, and then giving them 2 months.
You're blessing them, bro.
Bro, I gave them so much, I gave them so much, and then they've come around and they've stung me and they've bit me, and they've taken the kindness that I've given them as a weakness.
It's horrible, bro. It's one of those things where it's like, in this industry, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that will take advantage of that, and I think they sometimes see it as like, oh, because you're a creative, you're doing what you love, so you'd be willing to do it for cheap, or you'd be willing to do it for less. You know what I mean? And as well, there's some people that, again, will nitpick, and I think it's just a matter of, bro, like, as you said, if you're a videographer, photographer, whatever it might be, if you're creative and you're in the right stance of everything, stand your ground, double down. Don't let someone bully you into conforming, you know what I mean? And as well, like, if you are doing something where you're giving them a discount or you're giving them, you know, if you're willing to sacrifice something on your end, I think it's also fair to make them sacrifice something on their end.
100%.
Such as, for example, like there's clients that have asked me for like, you know, like let's say a whole music video for a budget of like 300, let's say, like, you know, but that's not the budget I work in with anymore. So I would say to them, okay, well, I can't offer you necessarily a music video for that budget. Why don't we shoot some like Instagram Reels or TikToks and things like that for that budget? Because then that way you still get content to promote your song,
100%.
but I'm not now having to edit a whole music video for cheap, which I should not be doing. I can offer you a different thing which still does what you intend it to do, which is market your song visually, especially. And as well, it's also for a right price. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So I definitely think as well, like an act of negotiation and standing that ground, just speaking up is very key. So yeah,
standing your ground, yeah, 100%. And yeah, it's just sad because, you know, you don't really realise what the person's true intention is until
afterwards.
Until you get into business properly.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Shout out to them, man. That's opened the door.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's an experience.
Definitely.
It's an experience, and I just want to ask you a few more final questions. I know I don't want to make this too long.
100%.
Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, ideally, and I'm gonna make this happen some way or another. But I would love to freelance full time. So I would love to be doing what I'm doing now, full time. You know, being able to do this comfortably. You know, working with very established artists. You know, labels, managers, so on and so forth. I would love to be working also in the film industry more. So again, I'm trying to get back into it because I did a lot of short films in college, and I'm trying to find my way back into also film. So I'd love to, you know, kind of balance the both, you know, because typically how it works is on the film set, you're going to be there for about 3 months just shooting that film, you know. So whether I do that through maybe initially, obviously when I start off, I'm going to be starting off in a trainee position, like a entry level position, but you know, hopefully in 5 years time I'll be somewhere a lot more established with that. But yeah, I think within that 3 months, you know, I'll be working in film. And then obviously until I wait for the next film, in my downtime, let's just say it's another 3 months until the next film comes around, I can then focus on my freelancing and just pick that up within that gap. So
That's nice.
I definitely would love to kind of balance the two. That would be like what I would love to do. I also want to travel the world with what I love to do.
Nice.
So I wouldn't want to be tied to just one place. I would love to kind of be able to take my craft and my work anywhere around the world and still be able to make that money as well. Hopefully as well, under my belt, some passive incomes too. So that would kind of be the idea.
Create your own look and sell it.
Bro, exactly, bro.
Come on, bro.
Create your own looks.
Create
Bro,
your
once
own
I get sick at this colour grading stuff, bro, definitely
Create your own look, man. And then once you have like a certain platform, a certain name for yourself, you can sell it. And
Exactly.
that is your passive income.
Exactly, bro.
Also, I like to pick your brains as well about gear.
Yes.
Before we go, what is your, like, you're currently using the Sony right now?
Yes.
Tell me your dream gear. So
Dream gear, okay.
Money was no object.
Okay, if money is no object, bro, honestly, as of right now, to be honest, I'm very satisfied with what I have, to be honest. I have the A7 IV currently. I love it so much. But if I was to, you know, if I had the money and I could splurge a little extra, ideally I would love to have the Sony FX3. You know, cinema grade camera, love it, it's so beautiful. I've tried it out a couple times and honestly it's fantastic, bro. I'd love to have it rigged out with, you know, like a monitor, you know, like all the G Master lenses, all that sort of stuff. You know what I'm saying? As well as that, I would like to pair it up also with maybe an A7R5, Sony A7R5.
The one that's quite recently.
So that way I have, you know, for the film side and the photography side, I'm covered. I have 2 very solid cameras for each. So then that way, you know, if I am going to be focusing primarily on photos, I could just take that camera. If I'm going to be primarily focusing on video, I could take that camera. But again, because I'm a hybrid shooter, I absolutely love my A7 IV. I think it's fantastic and I'm very satisfied with it at the moment. But yeah, if it was like right now though, what I would love a monitor. I think definitely, because using it on the gimbal is a bit tricky. So with a monitor, that would be so much more helpful.
No worries, man, but nice. But I think we'll wrap up this podcast as well because time is of the essence, guys. We're both busy people
100%,
with busy
bro.
schedules. But Hritihim, I appreciate you coming over to this podcast.
Thank you very much, my brother. I
Mixed
appreciate it.
But yeah, this won't be the last time you see him on the channel. I mean, I'm glad. Bro, this guy's gonna be probably filming some behind the scenes. We're gonna be like, we're gonna bring him onto the channel. It's not gonna be that.
Do a mukbang.
Let's do it, bro. To those who don't know what a mukbang is, it's eating like food and talking.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Next time, bro, what we're gonna do here? What you saying? We'll get a table, bro, munchies or what
Cha
you say?
cha cha.
Cha cha, bro. Get like 10 teas, yeah.
Everything.
10 teas, 20 donuts, bro. The lot. Let's do it, bro. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Before we go, guys, Hritihim, let us know where we can find you.
So on my Instagram, it is Hritihim. On LinkedIn, I believe it is also Hritihim.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn, Hritihim and Hritihim, as well as, I'm trying to think what else. I might be on...
Are you on TikTok?
TikTok, I am. TikTok's also at Rith as well. So you'll be able to find me on all these platforms. If you do also want to get in touch as well, it's Hritihim at hotmail.com.
Be in the link in the description, guys.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll get the information off Hritihim and we'll put them in the link in the description if you guys want to reach out. If you have any further questions, comment down below or reach out to Hritihim directly. But thank you guys for watching. Take care, stay safe and wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Good, man. Yo,
No, love, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, broski.
Don't worry, bro.
We killed it. I can't lie. I'm proud of that.
It was good, bro. Look at what we had.
Exactly, bro.
But yeah, man, I like that, bro.